What's up, YouTube? You already know it's your boy Sticks, and we're going back in the mix. Hey, check this out. If this is the first time you're coming across my channel, on this channel, I got over 250 videos. A lot of those videos are my lockup stories, reaction videos, and I also have some lives. So I got a little bit of something for everybody. If that sounds like the type of content you'd be interested in, go check out the channel. Leave me a comment and let me know what you think. But now look, today's video is going to be about the situation that happened with the mother and her 14-year-old son at a Chicago restaurant. So by now, a lot of people has already seen the video where the man attacked the woman. Now, from what I understand and following a lot of these different videos, people were saying that the lady should have just shut her mouth and walked away. But I mean, let's be realistic. She's a female. You got a male up in your face. And we already know that this lady is more than likely thinking that there's no way this man is actually going to knock her out. But that's exactly what he tried to do. He hit the lady over 3 times and still didn't knock her out. Now, a lot of people are saying that she was texting her son, telling him to come in and basically get into the altercation. Now, there's no proof of that. That is hearsay. I've also heard other people say that the way the restaurant was set up, there's a big window in the front, so he can clearly look right in and see the altercation that's taking place with his mom. What I want to know is, how many people agree with what the 14-year-old kid did? And here's something that you got to understand. The lady, she had a concealed carry. She was allowed to carry her firearm, which she left in her car. Because she was just going in a restaurant, she thought to get something to eat. She had no idea that she would be attacked. So it's not like the 14-year-old son just pulled this firearm out of the blue or had it on him for some other purpose. It was already in the car due to the fact that his mom was allowed to carry. So the firearm it's registered, it's licensed, it's allowed to be there. The only problem was she didn't have it on her when she went inside the restaurant. Now, a lot of people were saying that the guy that actually hit the lady had a female with her that was laughing and kind of egging things on. So after the 14-year-old son comes in, sees the altercation, and he fires a shot, from what I understand, he hit the man in the back. Then the man runs out, where the 14-year-old continued to fire shots at him until eventually he was fatally injured and they got arrested. Now, from what I've seen from all the cell phone videos and everything like that, it definitely looked like a clear case of self-defense. I mean, if that's not self-defense, then what is self-defense? Because the man clearly attacked the lady with all intentions on hurting her. Now, some eyewitnesses said that she was trying to get the gun away from her son so that she could fire at the woman that was laughing at the situation. Look, all that's hearsay. The only thing that I know is they held a press conference today where all the charges were dropped. Because after the altercation, the lady and her son actually got arrested and was charged with murder. And there was a lot of people saying that the lady was in the wrong just due to the fact that she could have just backed down from this man. If you ask me, that could have went either way. And what is this man doing up in this woman's face anyway? The problem is we only get to see so much of the video. We don't really get to hear the argument, what took place before all this. But one thing that I know for sure, there was a lot of other grown men standing in that line that didn't step up and say anything. And I'll be honest with you, we do live in a world where you shouldn't get into other people's business, because you have no idea if you get into their business, that man can up it on you and in your life, all because you're trying to defend this woman. So I get it. It's a 50-50 chance. But if you ask me, it's a chance that you need to take, or at least try to de-escalate the situation the best way you know how. Because from what I understood, after he threw the first punch, pretty much everybody just backed up and let him continue beating on this lady. Now, we don't know. She could have got serious critical injuries if she would have fell, hit her head in any of the situations that could have happened just from being punched multiple times. So, what I want to know is, do you guys feel like it was justified for them to drop the murder charges? For one, put yourself in that 14-year-old boy's shoes. He's sitting in the vehicle. He's watching his mother get punched. There's a firearm sitting next to him. Why wouldn't he go in there and try to defend his mom when nobody else is? None of the restaurant workers, none of the customers in there. Everybody just let the whole situation go down. And I mean, like I said, I can't really fault him. I don't know what I would have did in that situation because I wasn't in that situation. More than likely, I would have minded my own business or turned around and walked out before it ever even got to that point. You know, it's just a crazy thing because when they were holding a press conference today, they announced that they will be filing a lawsuit against the city or state or whatever. And there could be some lawsuits to come after this. Now, I'm not sure if they could sue the restaurant or whatever. If you ask me, it just seemed like it was the heat of the moment type of thing, but still nobody stepped up. There was nothing there to prevent any type of altercation like that. But most restaurants don't have security or nothing like that. They just expect adults to act like adults. You order your food, you get your food, and you leave. Nobody has to be hurt. But I also know that in Chicago, it seems like everybody's got a chip on their shoulder, and we have no idea what the man was going through before all this. Because if you ask me, nobody in their right state of mind would sit there and tell a lady, "Oh, my grandmother, if you say another word, I'm going to knock you out." And the fact of the whole thing is, he's a buster anyways, because he hit a woman over 3 times and still didn't knock her out. She was able to walk out of the restaurant and get with her son and get the police down there. Now, I don't know if they left the scene. There's still a lot of stuff that hasn't really been said about this whole crazy mess that went on. And I don't want to drag this video out, but just let me know what you guys think about the whole thing. So, the guy who hit the woman, was he justified in that? All because she wouldn't back down and shut up? Was the son in the right because he was protecting his mom? Was the state in the right by dropping all charges? Was they in the right from the beginning by filing murder charges? We all seen the video. From the first time I saw the video, I clearly thought that this is what I would consider a self-defense case. Cut and dry, right there. Just because the man didn't have a weapon doesn't mean he couldn't severely hurt that lady, or even worse. Anything can happen when you start throwing punches at somebody's head and they're able to fall, get a brain injury, whatever the case may be. But her and her son was reunited today when all charges was dropped. Now, I'm not sure if these lawsuits will stick or whatever, because I feel like they probably arrested him just to get the information, let all the evidence come in, and once they pieced it all together, then they released them. I mean, is that proper police procedure? I don't know. But I do know a lot of the news channels was calling the man that hit the woman, they were calling him the victim. Now, if you ask me, The woman and the kid was the victim, clearly, because she might have been running her mouth, but she didn't physically do anything to this man to deserve to be hit like that. So the news stations definitely have it backwards, if you ask me. The mother and the son is the victim. And like they were saying in the press conference, they got to go on from here. They now had to pick up the pieces of their life and try to go on from this situation. That 14-year-old boy is going to always have it on his conscience and his mind that he had to take a man's life. I just hope he knows that I feel like he was justified in protecting his mother. I personally feel that anybody that was put in that situation woulda and shoulda did the exact same thing. But still, who knows the type of therapy he'll need, the PTSD he might have from the whole situation. It's a lose-lose, it really is. People gotta understand, you gotta control your temper. This road rage, all this other stuff is just crazy and gets out of hand. That's why I won't even participate in road rage. I won't. If I see somebody getting aggravated or mad or something, I just fall back. Let them have it. Go ahead. And then more than likely, I'll catch up to them at the next red light. They were doing all that for no reason anyways. But yeah, this video was clearly just to put it out here, try to get some feedback. That way I can kind of see where everybody's heads are at on this case. So leave it in the comments. Until next time, hold your head and stay out of lockup.